Another one-on-one, this one on alcoholism or dependency. I'm Jerry Hancock. Thanks for joining us. Here's something that really shocked me. I've never been around alcohol very much. I grew up in a family that of teetotalers, so it wasn't an issue in my family, but I've had family members and friends who had problems with alcohol, and I had to learn the hard way that sometimes there are reasons for people's turning toward alcohol as a substitute for something deeper in their life, and it gets out of control. It leaves us feeling terrible about ourselves and not having an anchor to base our life on. When I talk to the authorities about this, the folks who've studied it and know more about it, they tell me that alcoholism is usually a result of some spiritual vacuum in our personality. And if you look at the literature from AA, it'll say the same thing. And here's what's interesting. The literature from the Bible, from Jesus' commentary, and from other scriptures, they all have to do with this whole question of self-awareness. And I think if you put all that together, self-awareness and looking deeply at yourself and maybe having some sort of missing link in your personality that makes you feel like you're different from somebody else, all those are the ingredients that make for an alcoholic personality. The AA program is a wonderful program. If you haven't been exposed to it, I would ask you just to look at the literature. It is great stuff. Whether or not you have an alcohol problem, it is just great stuff with advice for living. And there are 12 steps in the program, and they are so helpful. There's no requirement that you have a belief in religion or in God or whatever. One of the things they learned in AA is that people have their own definition of a higher power, as they call it, and it's important to acknowledge that and realize that that is part of our spiritual makeup. We don't have a choice about being spiritual, but when we put that side of ourselves down, and we don't acknowledge it, and we don't listen to the yearnings of the Spirit that's telling us we have the opportunity to be better than this, then we look to fill that emptiness with something else, and we can fill it with alcohol, we can fill it with drugs, we can fill it with gadgets and toys or womanizing or whatever it happens to be. But it's all very shallow, it's very empty, and it doesn't fulfill us, it doesn't leave us feeling like a whole person or like we are gaining something out of life or like our life has some meaning. So all of these things are connected in a way that I think it's important for us to look at ourselves and really think about that. And as far as alcoholism goes, I don't know what your status is. Maybe you overdo it, maybe you drink too much, maybe you don't. Maybe you have a problem with alcohol on certain occasions, or maybe somebody has told you that you're a different person when you drink, and maybe that's affecting your relationships, whatever. What I want you to do is to take a good hard look at yourself and say, is this something I really need? I mean, is this helping me in some way, or is this interfering with my relationships? Is it interfering with my job? I mean, I've known people that lost their job, their wife, their career, their house, expensive paintings, everything in their house for dependency on alcoholism. And my question to you is, do you really want to go there? Is that where your life is headed? Take a look at yourself and ask yourself these hard questions. Or maybe you've got a family member who needs to hear this message. The important thing is that we know what our makeup is about, and we know that we have a spiritual grounding that helps us get through hard times without the use of artificial means such as alcohol or drugs or some other issue that or some other substance that provides relief for us temporarily. Think about those things, and if I can help you, I'll be glad to talk further with you. There's a lot of information on the website at meninbalance.org. There's a radio station 24/7, meninbalance.org/radio. And there's more stuff on YouTube on these videos that might be of help to you. What I want you to do is think about who you are and whether you are headed in the direction that you want to be. And if not, how can you use some of these free resources to help you get to that point? I'm Jerry Hancock from Men in Balance.